You are getting the most crazy sorts of confirmation from the universe at this time. And I'm not talking about angel numbers. I'm not talking about, you know, these messages even. I'm talking about crazy synchronicities. And I'll give you a couple of examples of ones that have happened to me. For example, I use mental magic, and I had a vision of one of those, it's like the windmills that are really small and you put in your garden in the front yard. And I'm moving in with a friend, and in their front yard, they have one of those. Or, for example, for a long time when I was in Turkey, I was constantly getting the image of Woody in Toy Story when he had to go to the toy repairman and have his eyeballs repainted and things like that. And I kid you not, while I'm walking down the streets of freaking Izmir, Turkey, I looked in someone's car and they had Woody hanging from their rear view mirror. Or, for example, maybe you've recently had dreams that were premonitions. And one that I've had recently is I dreamt of a scene in the TV show I was watching that I hadn't seen yet. And it was literally that day that I watched that episode. So just really strange synchronicities, but ones that are undeniable. And it's undeniable because this means you're developing the language of your own intuition, and that is super exciting. I'm picking up on High Priestess energy, I'm picking up on Queen of Cups. And I've been talking about third eye awakenings. This is happening because the language you have developed with your spirit team and with the universe is becoming more and more accurate, and it's because of the level of intention and focus that you have given it. Like, you have given it a lot of time, energy, and effort to do this and to develop this. And so your spirit team is giving you more and more. It's like literally like learning a language. You have your, starter words. Maybe you learn the cuss words. You learn you ask how to go to the bathroom. You learn how to order your food in the language. And now you're able to advance to more complex phrases and paragraphs and things like that. And you are being supplied with the opportunities to develop that intuition. And this is going to show up in so many crazy ways. Like, the thing that's happening is you are going to have such a firm and confident belief within yourself because of this. And I think you thought you were crazy for a very, very long time. And you always felt like you had to justify your spiritual practice or your beliefs to others. And I'm even seeing you sitting alone and asking yourself so many questions to try and understand what you believe. And it's not because of yourself and you actually wanting to understand. It's because you were afraid someone might question you. And you're getting to a place where you don't care what people have to say. You don't have the need to explain yourself. People can ask their questions, and in the moment you'll have an answer if you need to have an answer. And if you don't have an answer, then you weren't meant to have one for that person, and that's okay. Not everything needs to be explained. And you also know that science is still proving things that the indigenous peoples were practicing thousands of years ago. Like, the medicine people have been knowing these things, and science is finally coming around to prove it. So you also know that some of the things, yes, maybe you're a little delulu, but it will be proven later. And that's, if you don't have the proof now, you're building the confidence that you will have the proof later. And I'm also, because of that, picking up on Queen of Pentacles, because it's not just that your intuition is developing, but it's your confidence and your embodiment and your full expression within yourself. And just this, like, walking with grace and confidence, which I've been picking up on for this collective a lot. Let's see if we can get some cards. I am drinking a chamomile tea with honey right now, so that was a really fun thing I did, because I feel like chamomile connects you to your intuition, and that's kind of what the message is coming up. I believe it connects you to your intuition because it makes you sleepy, so I believe chamomile is associated to the dream realm, and when we tap into the dream realm, we tap into our intuition. It's perfect for divination, things like doing tarot readings. Let's see what this card is. Oh, Death reversed. Yeah, you are coming out of a very heavy... this intuition development was not, sunshine and rainbows. This is not all love and light. The intuition, the language you have now is because you made it out of the darkness. You have made it out of the darkness and into the light. You have gone through so many cycles of death and rebirth. You have alchemized so much. And that's, death has its place. There's a time to grieve, there's a time to mourn, and there's seasons for that, okay? There's seasons in our life for all the different emotions. There's a very complex wheel of emotions, but I see you have fully done it. You have met yourself in the deepest way possible. You've met yourself with such love, like you have sat with yourself through really horrific darkness. And you have done the work that needed to be done, and that took such braverism. It took such bravery. You are incredibly courageous. I am seeing strength in my mind's eye. And that's because you allowed yourself the space to fully grieve and mourn. You are finally coming out of the death cycle, and you're having the rebirth moment. And I mean, if you've experienced a lot of, endings, it might feel like you had ending, but you never got the beginning part. And now you're finally going into beginnings. And that's, in the beginning of me talking about these different confirmations and synchronicities that are kind of out of pocket or extravagant or flamboyant, those are happening to tell you that your new beginning is coming. Like the confirmation, when you see these strange things, what they mean, if you're questioning or not sure what these signs have meant, it's your new beginning is coming. You are coming out of the heaviness, out of, Ace of Wands reversed. I've been picking up on a lot of reversals with my clients this evening. So the energy collectively is a little bit chaotic. Even in my personal readings, I've been having a hard time sometimes getting a clear message. I've been having where like a bunch of cards are coming out and it's overwhelming. And that's, with this Ace of Wands coming out, I just do want to acknowledge that the energy is very heavy right now. And so if that idea of a new beginning is kind of like, I feel like there's some hesitation or resistance there. You're kind of like, I'm too tired for that. I'm not in a place yet to move into that new beginning. Know that like the heaviness is because it's the final purge, it's the final stages, and that is why. And this will be upright very soon. You will get that kind of spark and vitality and excitement. It's just, even though I said, you're coming out of it, you're still coming out of it. You're not quite out of it yet, or else the death card would not have came up at all, okay? This mug is so cute. It has a little ghosty on it. If this is the first time the algorithm has brought you to me, we're going to thank it for doing its magic. I'm so happy you're here. You are so welcome here. My name is Ava Ilana. I'm a spiritual advisor and consultant. I use tools like tarot and astrology to help my clients reach their highest dreams, highest potential, and timelines. I also do just generic tarot readings. If you have a specific question, I can look into your unique situation, and that can be illuminating and bring clarity in a way that a collective reading maybe can't. So if you want me to have more details about your unique situation, you can check that out at the description box below. It's stanstore.com/Ava Ilana. And if you have made it this far, if the video is resonating, make sure that you like, comment, and subscribe. It makes me really happy. Let's see if we can get some more cards. Oh, okay, yes. This one was sitting at the back of the deck, and I had a feeling it wanted to come out. Two of Cups. There is some sort of sacred union. And it's funny because I just felt resistance in myself where this feels romantic, and I didn't want to talk about it in a romantic way. I wanted to be like, oh, it's a union with yourself and your soul. But no. And maybe you're a little bit scared of this. This does feel like a love offering and a partnership. This is, and maybe all this purging and releasing that you have been doing is so that you could meet eye to eye with a person like this, with someone who will get you and understand you and kind of, we shouldn't rely on a partner for that spark, that motivation, but a partner can be a very good motivation, okay? If we want, we have someone who we just respect and admire so much, that sort of a person can really lead us to be better and to grow into a better version of ourselves because we want to do right by this person. And, sometimes, doing it for yourself can be tough, especially if you're struggling with feeling heavy or lack of motivation. Sometimes having someone else to do it for is, and it's okay to need that. And I think that's where the resistance comes from, is you've been really afraid to need anyone else. Like, you want to do everything on your own. It's because you've had to do everything on your own for so long. But I do see that someone coming in who will be a safe person. This feels like emotional safety to me, that will be a safe person to do life with, and you won't have to do everything on your own, and it will be safe to be vulnerable. I think that's something that truly in the past you were not safe to do, is be vulnerable or express, you know, some of these darker emotions. And I mean, you've seen the full spectrum of the human experience, and this is going to be someone who's not going to shy away from your past or from the things that you've experienced. You know, you won't have to hold back parts of your story. You won't have to, you know, dilute the things that you say with this person. You'll be able to just express. And there is a strong feeling of authentic expression here. Ooh, see, this is what I'm talking about with this energy. The cards just, they keep giving me too many. So, and reversals, okay? We have Knight of Swords and Three of Cups reversed. Yeah, this is, and also this might be a friend, okay? It might not necessarily be romantic, because we do have the Three of Cups reversed here. But also maybe this is, because Three of Cups represents friendship and it's reversed here. So maybe this is someone who started it out as a friend and is not meant to remain a friend. Maybe this is your confirmation that it's more than a friendship. And you both have been afraid to talk about this. Knight of Swords reversed. Wow. It's giving friends to lovers. And that's, I'm hearing like, oh, I don't want to ruin the friendship. Wow. And I do kind of feel like this person, with talking about the you won't have to hold back, you won't have to dilute, they've already seen a lot of it. That's when they come into this union or this commitment with you, they can do it with a clear conscience, because they've already seen, like, you've already expressed and you've already shared so much of your past with them. And they're not afraid. They're not shying away from you and all that you are and from your experiences. And it's almost like they want to know more. They're like, tell me more. I want to hear all the bits and pieces that make you who you are. Okay, wow. Didn't want to talk about love. Let's see how many cards we have here. Ooh. Yeah, okay. So we have 10 cards here. We're going to do them 5 above and 5 below. And most of these are very positive. We do have, I want to talk about the one negative. Nothing is good or bad, okay? But the potential pitfall or downfall that you have right now is at the center. You do have 5 of Pentacles, and it's what's underneath. So, and above it is 9 of, okay. This feels very positive. So we have 5 of Pentacles at the center, and it's beneath, and on top of it you have 9 of Cups. So maybe what your physical reality is actually presenting is there is a sense of lack here, but there's still wishes coming in. This lack is going to be overcome by goodness. You do have, wow. The reason why they're able to see you so deeply is because you have gone so far within yourself. We have 4 of Swords and then the Star. It's like really all this work you've been doing internally was to be able to shine bright enough and so authentically and with vulnerability to pull a person like this in. And we have, so it's 4 of Swords, the Star, and underneath the Star we have the Hanged One. So because of how you're shining differently, it's shifting the perspective of people who are outside of you as well. There's something here about, and it's not an illusion. This is the truth of who you are that's shining to other people. And because of this, you have a lot of abundance coming in and stability. Like there's offers coming in that have stability and security to them. And I said this in the previous channel, so if you were here for the previous channel, this one's for you as well. You have done so much internal work, and it's time for you to be rewarded and to see the physical manifestation of the person you are on the inside. And I think that's why for so long you couldn't be fully, like, you didn't know who you were, because you didn't have physical evidence. You didn't have that physical world reflecting or being a mirror of who you are on the inside. And so, you had all these, especially with that Five of Pentacles, you had all these, issues and circumstances that just felt like they were always happening to you, and you always had chaos, or you always had problems. You had a hard time making ends meet. And so you're looking at these cycles and these patterns, and the only common denominator you felt that was there was you. So then you thought all of these outside circumstances were because of you or were a reflection of you, but you were doing so much internal work, okay? And that's the person that you are is a beautiful, lovely person, and you're about to see that beauty reflected on the outside world. We have so much earth coming up here. We literally have King of Pentacles, Two of Pentacles, Ten of Pentacles, Five of Pentacles, and Knight of Pentacles. So it's giving money, it's giving new homes, it's giving new cars, it's giving just safety too. And I don't think you've had safety almost ever in your life. And you've been desiring money, okay? We have Nine of Cups, and this is kind of wish fulfillment. And on the other side of the Nine of Cups surrounding it is all this Pentacles. So you've been hyper focused on money. You've been thinking about money almost it's becoming a little obsessive, and you're questioning and wondering if you're doing too much, if you're being materialistic or shallow, but it's because of safety. And that's the missing link, is you have to recognize that what you really are desiring is not the money. You're desiring the safety and the security that the money provides. So no, it's not shallow. You deserve to feel safe. You deserve to feel, grounded. And when you don't feel safe, when you're in fight or flight, when you're in survival mode, that groundedness and that sense of security and safety will not be there. And unfortunately, money influences that. So that is why all of this is coming in. We do have the Emperor here, and the Two of Pentacles is above it, so there is something here about the Emperor. To me, always feels kind of cold. He has to, and I know he's associated with Aries, but to me he feels like Aquarius. He's having to solve problems for his kingdom, and oftentimes I feel like his needs go unmet because he has to think with like no emotion. Aquarius can sometimes end, and maybe you guys are Aquariuses because I'm really picking up on that, but Aquarius can sometimes become like borderline sociopathic because they have to shut off their emotions to be able to solve the problems. And there's something here where you've had to shut off your emotions for a very, very long time, and you couldn't tap into them because you had to just strategy and figure-ish out and problem solve, because it was like we picked up on that, it was one thing after the next. But you're coming into a time where it's not even so much leaning into your emotions, you're going to be leaning into your body and into how you express within this world, okay? Within, your body, and how, yes, you will not have to be so cold. And I think you've had to, and I mean, we had that big feeling of love at the beginning. That maybe that's why it scares you, is because based on the life that you've had so far, you've had to be cold, cunning, and calculated, and those are not always necessarily conducive for a romantic relationship. Those are things you kind of have to let go of in order to, you can be a little bit, especially if the other person is, but that's not what I'm picking up on here. This person feels like a very sweet person. So you kind of have to lean out of that Emperor energy so that you can experience warmth. And things have felt cold for a very, very long time. And I know we're in winter, but it feels like you've been in a winter of your life for much longer than a typical time period of the season of winter. It's like you've had winter for the past 4 years, and you're kind of wondering when the ice will melt, when things will warm up. And we had Ace of Wands reversed at the beginning, so there is something here about things warming up and kind of melting away. And I think it's also, you've had to put up a lot of shields and protection and kind of guard yourself. And so it's almost like you're, obviously, we're not letting those for people who are gonna be up to some tomfoolery, but you are melting away those kind of the shell or the outer layer that isn't necessarily benefiting you, and it's because you're going to be in a safe place to do so, okay? So yes, and this, I will say with that ice melting, we do have Knight of Pentacles here. So Knight of Pentacles is movement, it's action, but it's the slowest moving. So even though you are coming out of winter, you know, we had death reversed at the beginning and it's like you're coming out of this. Know that it's okay if that takes a little bit of time. You're allowed to move slowly through this, move in a way that feels good for your body, and that doesn't, your nervous system is really important here because they're that fight or flight I was picking up on, survival mode. They're do it in a way, come out of this chrysalis, come out of this winter. And there's that video of that brown bear where he's coming out of hibernation and his hair is all messed up and he's moving really slowly. And that's the energy I'm picking up on. If you're coming out of winter, you're allowed to let it be slowly, because you need to do in a way that will be healthy for you. You don't kind of want to shock your system by doing too much all at once. Ooh. Nine of Pentacles, an Ace of Cups reversed. Nine of Pentacles is that energy I was talking about. It's not even so much about, it's about, you know, embodied confidence. Don't let your insecurities or the ways that these situations, these blessings are coming in, it's healing for you, and don't let the healing or the triggers overwhelm you or make you avoidant or push people away or push the blessings away. You know, don't let your emotions get the best of you in the way of being avoidant or, oh, this is too much, I want to quit. Like the healing, the vulnerability, especially with the star coming up, there's a big sense of you're having to be vulnerable at this time. If that vulnerability feels uncomfortable, that doesn't give you a good reason to kind of backpedal and get cold feet. And that's, yeah, don't get cold feet. Be this. Lean into it. You can move slowly, but don't move forward. Don't go running backward. Don't go and hide. Move slowly, move at your own pace. If you need times to, you know, take a break or to have a little bit of alone time, that is okay. But we're moving forward. We're not, you know, getting spooked or feeling shy and running away back into the old reality. I believe that is the end of the message. If this resonates, please, again, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Thank you so much for taking the time to watch the entire video, and I hope to see you in the next.